As the region emerges from the COVID-19 pandemic, economic recovery and progress must be anchored in a new social contract that focuses on inclusivity. A United Nations report warns the problems of poverty and inequality will worsen if there are no adequate measures to protect the vulnerable from future shocks.
Of course, informal workers have been the most affected. About 820 million informal workers in the region have been affected. And this region is also known to have 65% of the workforce works in the informal sector. And one of the other reasons why they were most severely affected, because being a part of the informal worker means you have no access to social security, healthcare, so those kind of basic things that you really needed at this time. And the other people who got affected a lot more were women. Partly because women have actually normally tend to work in these contact intensive sectors like hospitality and tourism and all these kind of things, which have not yet recovered. But also during the pandemic, during school closures, when family were getting sick, women were the ones who were taking time off from work and spending time with their families.
The report also found that women are most heavily affected by the pandemic, yet little is being done in the region to address their woes.
Countries have launched various policy measures along the economic and social protection and labor market dimensions. Yet, when you look at them, out of 523 measures that were introduced, only 97 of them, which makes it only 18% of them, were gender specific or gender sensitive. So what do you mean by gender sensitive? Any social protection or labor market measures, they're going to be gender sensitive if they benefit women's economic security amid notable job losses and income losses, or address unprecedented amount of work that they have to do, unpaid work to take care of people at home.
Over 85 million people in Asia and the Pacific had already been pushed back into extreme poverty in 2021 due to the pandemic. Sweta urged governments to lay the foundations to protect future earning potential of vulnerable groups and overall productivity growth.
The job training, lifelong learning, vocational education, and labor market intermediation need to be significantly strengthened to help those negatively affected by such fast changing technology and job market. So key idea here is to help become more productive again and escape this poverty inequality trap through their own effort. People can do it rather than being dependent always on social welfare and transfers that would never be adequate to address the inequality challenge alone.